Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another meal prep video. We are going to be making one breakfast and one lunch and then a snack. Super simple as usual lately, just doing the simple meal prep because I'm only meal prepping for one. So simple makes it so much easier and less waste, less eating, all of that I meal prep. So that's why I've been keeping it really simple, but I also want to show you guys how easy it is to meal prep and it doesn't have to take you an entire day to do so. Let me show you. First thing we're going to do are some chai steel cut oats. These are going to be protein oats. Now I'm adding a little bit extra protein in this one because I'm using the Atkins protein shakes. As you know, lately when I've been making these protein oats, I've been using the Premier Protein, which those ones have 30 grams of protein. So I wanted to add a little extra boost of protein by adding in some protein powder. But this is completely optional, of course. I'm gonna take all the protein oats that I have been making and put them all into one video and upload those. That way I have a place to point everybody to, because I've been kind of making them sporadically throughout the last couple months. So I think I'll do that because I'm getting lots of requests for my protein oats. So let me show you what I'm using. I prefer to use steel cut oats. They don't spike your blood sugar as much, and they also keep you a lot fuller, in my opinion. We'll need coconut oil spray for our crock pot. I'm using these Chai Atkins protein shakes. So again, use whatever you want, whatever kind of liquid you want. You need 4 cups of liquid. So I'll be using these 2 plus whatever water needs to make up 4 cups of liquid. I'm going to use a 1/4 cup of brown sugar sweetener. I'm also going to use this container of applesauce. I just think that's going to add a little bit more sweetness to it. And then of course I'm going to add in, like I said, an extra scoop of protein. So this will just add another 20 grams of protein throughout the whole batch. And this is the protein from Motivate. I do have a link to Motivate down below in my description box. So let's go ahead and put all this together. Spray your crock pot really generously because the oats do tend to stick. This is a 4-cup measuring cup, so I'm just going to pour these 2 protein shakes in there. And then, like I said, whatever I need to add to make 4 cups, I'll just do that of water. You can also use almond milk, cashew milk, Fairlife protein milk if you want to use that instead of protein shakes, because again, that'll add more protein to it. Just for me, oatmeal tends to not be as filling sometimes, so adding the protein to it and using the steel cut oats tends to make it super filling for me. Okay, so 2 of these makes about 3 cups. So I'm just going to add in another cup of water to this. That way we have our 4 cups of liquid. These steel cut oats are from Thrive Market. I do have a link to Thrive Market down below also. I have not ordered from them for a while and I pay for the subscription, so I need to order from them. But Bob's Red Mill also makes a really good steel cut oat that's, I think, organic, and it's really reasonable price. So I do recommend that one as well. Okay, put our 1 cup of oats in here. We're going to do a 1/4 cup of this brown sugar sweetener. Now for some people, the protein shakes may be sweet enough for them, but I just like to add a little bit of this brown sugar sweetener. I just like kind of the richness that it adds to it. And then I kind of just thought of this applesauce on the slide because I had some and I wanted to use it up. And I just thought it would add a nice, like, natural kind of sweetness to it. Put that in there. And then we'll do the scoop of protein powder. Again, use whatever kind of protein powder you want. I really like this Motivate one because it's only 100 calories. And I believe it's only 1 or 2 points. I think it may be 2 points for Weight Watchers. But it adds a lot of protein. It has a really good flavor, like a nice, like, kind of French vanilla flavor. I really like it. They also have a chocolate that I have as well. Okay, we got that, and then we're just going to add in our liquid. And now this is going to cook on low for about 4 to 5 hours, or on high for 2 to 3 hours. Also depends, of course, on your crock pot. So I'm going to stir this up, and I'm going to show you what kind of toppings I'm going to put on this to, again, make it fuller, kind of add some healthy nutrients to it, extra fiber, because you guys know I'm trying to add to my fiber. So I'll show you that here in just a second. If you're using the protein powder, you may have to use a whisk to kind of get those lumps out. That's what I had to do. For my toppings on my oatmeal, after it's done, I'm going to add in some chia seeds. So this will be for each serving I have. If you did not know, cooking chia seeds can actually break down the nutrients in it. So they're really high in omega-3s. It doesn't destroy all the nutrients, but it can destroy some of them. So that's why you see people using chia seeds in like overnight oats that aren't cooked. things like that. So I'm going to go ahead and just sprinkle some of this on top of my oatmeal before I eat it. Flaxseed meal, same thing. I'm just going to stir this into it. There's really no beneficial to me to put it in the whole thing before cooking it because I'm not going to get those nutrients. So I'll just add on probably 1 tablespoon, 2 tablespoons of the serving, but that's a lot for a thing of oatmeal. So I'll just do like maybe 1 tablespoon or half a tablespoon of the flaxseed meal. I also may add some pumpkin seeds on top and then maybe like a sliced up apple. So I am trying to add in more fiber, some more nuts and seeds to my diet. I'll be talking about that more on my weekly update next weekend. We'll be talking about some big changes I'm going to be making to kind of combat my perimenopausal symptoms that I'm having. So I'll be talking more about why I'm kind of adding these things into my diet. They do add a little bit to WW points, but I figure it's worth it. I never use all my weeklies anyway, and so this can just kind of dip into my weeklies if I have to, adding in these like healthy, nutrient-dense foods. Speaking of nutrient-dense foods, another thing I'm going to be adding more to my diet are going to be some beans. So you can kind of noticed over these last few weeks that I have been adding more beans into my diet. So I'm going to be making this yummy chickpea side dish, kind of like salad, chickpea salad, that I'll be adding on the side of my chicken burgers that we'll be making here in just a minute. So this is packed with veggies, healthy fats, some protein from the beans, just a nice kind of light side dish that I can have whenever and even just a snack on. So we have some avocado oil here. We'll need a tablespoon of that, a can of garbanzo beans, chickpeas that we're going to drain and rinse. We'll need 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. The recipe calls for parsley, but I'm using cilantro. I'm not a huge fan of fresh parsley. We need some tomatoes that we're going to seed and dice up, and then some cucumbers that we're going to dice up as well. I don't know if I'll need this amount, but I'm going to cut these up anyway because I need the tomatoes for something else later on in the week as well. So we're just going to go ahead and throw this quick salad together. We'll also need salt and pepper and I believe maybe garlic. I don't know. I'm going to go grab my recipe and then we'll put it all together. I forgot, we also need some red onion. Cucumber all cut and ready to go. I did partially peel it because the peel sometimes on these English cucumbers lately have been really tough. So I did just partially peel it, but I just used 1 of the big cucumbers for this. In the bowl it goes. I think I would almost recommend using cherry tomatoes for this recipe because it was really hard getting all the seeds out of these and it just didn't leave much tomato and there's still a bunch of seeds in it. So I have some cherry tomatoes, but I'm going to use those for a salad later this week. And I don't think I'm going to get to the store. So I just went ahead and used this one. But I think cherry tomatoes would be the way to go. You could just come in half. They tend to hold up really well in meal prep stuff because they don't have very many seeds and they're just a lot thicker and a lot sturdier. So just my 2 cents after trying to cut up these tomatoes. Tomatoes are in the bowl now. Serious question, you guys. Do you call these purple onions or red onions? I find myself calling them both. I think I call them red onion more than purple onion, but I do say both, but I'm just curious. You know, we have to know. Comment down below, red onion or purple onion. Onion ready to go in the bowl. Another question for you. Does cilantro taste like soap to you? My husband does not like it. He thinks it tastes like soap. He can handle it in small amounts and like salsa and things like that. But if I put a lot on like a salad, because I love it, I don't think it tastes like soap. He thinks it tastes like soap, which is funny because he didn't even know that was a thing until one day I made taco salads, and he said, "What does that taste in here?" And I said, and he goes, "Oh, cilantro." He goes, "Yeah, I always think cilantro tastes like soap." He had no idea that was a thing. It's like a genetic thing. But to me it does not. So curious, comment down below, soap or no soap. So I just used a little bit just to add some flavor. I need this for a recipe later in the week, so just put a little tiny bit in there. But parsley is what the recipe calls for, which I'll link down below. It's a Skinny Taste recipe. I'm just, like I said, not a fan of raw parsley, or fresh parsley, I guess it's called. And in our drained and rinsed chickpeas. Then we're going to do 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. And 1 tablespoon of avocado oil. You can also use olive oil, whatever kind of oil, like a light, dressing type oil. And then I'm going to give that a good stir, and then we'll be all done with this salad. Nope, we need salt and pepper first, then we'll be done. And there is our healthy, refreshing chickpea salad. To go along with this, we're making some crispy chicken burgers. Okay, so the last thing we're going to make are going to be some chicken burgers. That is going to go along with that chickpea salad. I was going to make some jello and fruit, but I decided just to use up my yogurt this week and have those for dessert. So we'll make the jello next week. So this will be the last thing you see. We're going to do some chicken burgers in the air fryer, and we're going to make them crispy. So I'm going to kind of change this recipe up. I will link a recipe down below that I'm kind of basing this off of, but I did change it up quite a bit. So we have some lean ground chicken here. This is the 92% fat-free. Some finely diced green onion. We're going to need some panko breadcrumbs. I'm going to use about a 1/4 cup. The recipe that I'll link uses 1.5 pounds of chicken, and I'm just using 1 pound. So I'm going to use a little bit less of some of the ingredients. So I'll be using a 1/4 cup of the panko breadcrumbs, and instead of the mayo that it calls for in that recipe, I'm going to use 2 tablespoons of this fire chili ranch from Bold House Farms. Highly recommend this dressing, really good. Then we're going to use some garlic powder, salt, and pepper. That'll be for the burgers themselves. And then what we're going to bread them in is going to be some flour. So I'm just using this protein power flour. It's just the same as all-purpose flour. It's just the easiest thing for me to get to. So we'll need 3 tablespoons of that. We're going to use some of these cornflake crumbs, which I highly recommend. They make a really, really great breading. I'm going to use 1 cup of this, and then 1 egg we'll add some water to. So the first thing we're going to do is mix all of these ingredients together. Then we'll go ahead and mix that together. Then we'll add in the chicken. We're going to add in the 1/4 cup of panko breadcrumbs. Now, if you add all this stuff separately before adding in the chicken, it does tend to make your chicken burgers a little bit they're not as dry, so they stay really juicy. So you want to add in the breadcrumbs. I was also adding in a little bit of dried parsley, some garlic powder, I'll add salt and pepper, we'll add in our finely diced green onions, and then lastly we'll add in this ranch dressing. You can use regular ranch dressing, you can use Greek yogurt, you can use the mayo that it calls for, just use some light mayo. But I just wanted a little kick to this because that salad we're having this with is, you know, really light, so I just thought a nice like spicy chicken burger would go really well with that. So we're just gonna go ahead and mix that up. And then we'll add the ground chicken on top of that. And since this ground chicken is 92% lean, I don't need to add any other kind of liquid, but if you're using like a 99% lean, you may add add a dash of almond milk or something like that to it, because it could be a little bit dry. Or you can always add in more of the ranch dressing. Now you don't want to work the chicken too much, because that also can make your chicken burgers a little bit dry if you handle it too much. So you want to mix it together just enough to get everything mixed in. And then I always have some cooking spray standing by, because I like to spray my hands a little bit with this when I make the patties. Okay, so I have my little breading area all ready. So we have our egg, our cornflakes, and our flour. Now, like I always say whenever I show any breading stuff, always season every layer. So I even put salt and pepper on my breading station, just because you are losing a little bit when you're dipping it and coating it and stuff. So I always just add a little bit, mix it up, and we are good to go. Now I'm going to be cooking these in my air fryer, so I'm just already have my air fryer liners right here ready to go. And I have my cooking spray, so we are going to first put it in the flour, and then the egg, and then lastly the cornflake crumbs. And make sure when you put it in the flour, you're going to shake it off to get any of the excess flour off, because if you don't and you put it in the egg, then that part of the breading will come off. So you always want to shake it off just to get any excess off at all. And you can't really see it down there, but I do have my scale. I did weigh out the batch, and we need to have each one of these to be 143 grams, and that makes all 4 of them equal. And so I'm going to try to make them as equal as I can. So I'm going to go ahead and spray my hands with a little bit of cooking spray, then we'll make our patties.
I'm running out of time, every day goes by so fast, and every moment counts, baby, I don't wanna miss a thing. We can sleep under the stars, we can sleep under the stars, or hang out in hotel bars, driving somewhere in your car. We can sleep under the stars, we can sleep under the stars, under the stars. Baby, while we're young.
These are ready to go into the air fryer. I'm going to cook them at 400 for 6 minutes, flip them over, do another 6 minutes, and we'll check the temperature and make sure they are good to go. I'm going to spray a little bit with some cooking spray on top, and then when I flip them, I'll spray the other side with the cooking spray. Okay, so here are our finished spicy crispy chicken burgers. Again, I will have a recipe link down below. I'll have a couple of them. There's one from Emily Bites that I made not too long ago that I really like that uses these cornflake crumbs. So I will link that one plus the one that I kind of based this one off of down below. We have our chickpea salad. I will slip in a video picture and everything of the oatmeal when it's all done. I'll put that in right here. And then stay tuned for my videos next week where you can see how I'm going to eat the oatmeal, how I put these together. I'll probably slice these up, dip them in that chili fire ranch, have this on the side. It's going to be a yummy, easy meals this week. I will have points and calories for these here on the screen. I will have points and calories here for this, and then I'll show the points and calories on the screen when I show you the oatmeal. And as always, thank you guys for taking time out of your day to watch my videos. Stay tuned. Next month I am doing Vlogmas, so I'll be doing one video every single day in the month of December. So make sure you subscribe so you can check out those videos, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye guys.